Still good morning.
Still drinking coffee. It wouldn't be coffee with Kahuna without.
Mine's almost done. Oh, wait, that's
Oh, oh, goes against our
I got a
advertising
little
here.
fancy.
A little place that rhymes with Charnux.
Yeah, it's just it's green. Yeah. Anyway, um,
I don't
well,
get in trouble for talking about. I don't know. Who knows? We're
no,
trying.
no, no, it's not. It's not.
We gotta watch what we say. Good morning. Welcome to Coffee with Kahuna. My name is Jeremy Kahuna Wells, and that is Aldrin.
Aldrin.
Our
And
there.
yeah, and then what do you call this one again? It's been a while. We haven't received any new questions, but I have a couple of questions of mine. Since everybody that has been continuously watching this podcast, everybody knows that I'm offshore. I live in the Philippines. Jeremy is actually in the United States. And the one thing that's different between those two countries is basically the weather. So here it's basically just two weather. It's sunny and then it's raining, and that's it. So I have a question specifically for Jeremy. What happens when paint hits like four seasons? So yeah.
Okay. Good question. Weather greatly affects painting. Oh God, and in every way. So like if it's too hot, the paint will dry too fast and it'll chip. Um, if it's too cold, it gels a lot of times and won't dry. Also, will when it does dry, it will not have cured properly. Here in the States, usually we don't paint outside below. I tend to not paint below 60 degrees, but the rules are usually 50 degrees Fahrenheit. So
Cool.
that's always a consideration, even in the spring. So that's a lot of times we don't start our outdoor projects until it's consistently around 60 degrees and sunny. The sun matters. The wind matters. If it's very windy, the paint will dry too quickly, or we can't spray. Like if it's something like a lot of times we'll spray decks and gazebos and things like that, and fences, and if it's too windy, we might not be able to do that day. Trying to think what else. Moisture, so humidity definitely plays a role. If it's too humid, the paint will also have problems drying. Outside, and in Buffalo, we do have pretty humid weather actually, even in the summer, especially in the winter we do. So it can affect the paint inside as well. A lot of homes that don't have air conditioning will have slower dry times because the air is more moist. Air conditioning tends to dry the air a little bit. Oh, let me think. Direct sunlight can blister paint. Yeah, I mean those are the big ones. Rain, I told you the story of having a house get washed by a random
Yeah.
rain cell. So yeah, those are the big ones. We tend to wait. I'm overly cautious. There are guys who will do things like they'll tarp the side of a house, so they'll hang a plastic tarp from the gutters from the eaves all the way down and heat inside of there. Like they'll use torches, like they'll use propane like heaters. You ever see like at a sporting event they have those heaters on the side of the like near the benches to warm the guys up? No, okay, yeah, because you live where it's hot, so you worry about heat.
It's always hot here. Yeah.
So there are guys who will do that to get an extra month out of, or to do a project when the weather's cold.
Just a funny thought. So rather than a heater, we have electric fans at the side of the players, so they
Yeah,
remain cool. Yeah.
yeah, and we do the same. So in the summer, even in the winter, I mean almost year round, we run fans to get airflow
hmm
when we're painting interiors. So yeah, the weather's a big. That's a great question. The weather is a big factor. it's probably the hardest thing to manage with scheduling too, because we have to
Mm.
often pull guys off of an exterior job, and hopefully we have something inside for them to do, so they don't have a day off. So it's a lot of what you and I do in those
Mm.
in the summertime. Um,
And this is where actual experience comes in, and then because it's really hard. It's basically what like what life throws at you. You have to adjust basing on what's happening there right now. So yeah.
yeah, and for our clients too. Like
Hmm.
today we're under a storm, a winter storm here in Western New York, and it's not as bad as they forecasted. So 2/3 of our guys went in to work today, and they were able to do that because of where they lived, and also because the project we're working on is an empty home, so
Mm.
we didn't have to worry about the homeowner being ready for us or having their driveway plowed. We just got in there, but we did have two guys who didn't go to work today because where they live they got extra snow. Their kids got
Mm.
sent home from school or didn't go to school. There were school closures. So yeah, it is always a factor. And scheduling is probably the hardest thing in this business, especially working with residential clients or working with real estate, realtors who have deadlines. There's a lot. I never thought of it that way, but the weather is one of the multiple moving pieces of making sure that these jobs get done, because we don't just go to an office every day.
Hmm.
We're in different places all the time, and handling different problems, and all those situations need different kinds of products, different kinds of preparation.
Hmm.
There might cause different preparation, like we might have to prep something different because it's more humid, or we might have to prep something different because it's dry.
Hmm.
We might have to, sometimes when it's really sunny and hot, we'll start on we'll try to work around the sun, if you could think of that, like how the sun moves across the sky.
Yeah,
We'll
like
try
a yeah.
we'll try to move and work on the shaded parts of the home during that day, so that we spend as least time in direct sunlight as possible. So
Yeah.
that's a great question. I think that's probably good for today.
Hmm.
We learned a lot about weather.
Yeah,
Anything.
actually, because it's really when I first came in, it's like the painting business. I thought it was just like, let's just roll everything on the wall. But um, after being here for a couple of months, everything has its complications, but everything is basically, kind of like adventurous for me. So I'm learning a lot, and then I'm gonna try to apply this maybe sometime in the future, just a small part of the house, once I get one. And then yeah, I think this is a valuable lesson for everybody as well. Just that extra knowledge that can come in that will be helpful for you guys in the future. And yeah.
A lot goes into it. A lot goes into
Mm.
painting. Painting is one of those industries where people think, they
Mm.
assume oh, it's just,
That's
you
what
know,
I did.
yeah, it's just brushing and rolling, and it's way more complicated than that. And that's the difference between doing things professionally and doing things, a DIY project. And you can tell, I can tell when I go into people's homes if a professional painter was the last person who painted there, if they did it themselves. It's very apparent to me quickly. So yeah, weather's a big factor. Scheduling is a big factor. Guys' skill levels are a big factor. Product availability is a factor. You know, there's a lot of regulations. There's a lot of things that matter in how we
Mm.
do things. So, but information is always free. If you ever need us to answer a question, you're always welcome to reach out. You can get a hold of me or Aldrin. We can direct you to some good information, whether you work with us or not. I'm always happy to answer questions. And I'm always a student myself. I don't know everything, so we try to learn a little bit every day. And If you have any requests or you want to, have a free estimate or have a consultation, you can go to www.kahunacoatings.com, and there's a really simple, easy request form on there that'll ask you some simple questions, and we'll schedule you an appointment. And usually this time of year, we can get to you within a week or two. So let's go.
Mm-hmm. That's peace.
Cheers.
Two.